very good day from myself, Devon Govender, and welcome to the Gallop TV selection show for the race meeting that's scheduled to take place this Sunday, the 6th of July. It's at Turffontein and it's on the Standside track. It's always a pleasure to be working alongside Alistair Cohen. He's going to give us his expert analysis on the card. He's got a suggested bet for us, and hopefully we can find you some winners. Good day to you, Alistair. How are you doing?
Good day, Devon. Yeah, pleasure to be with you again. This day after the Hollywoodbets Durbanville is traditionally either the ultimate get-out stakes of get-out stakes on the back of the 12-race bonanza on Africa's greatest horse race day, or it is the most fun that you'll ever have with all the winnings. It's worked both ways for me over the years. Hopefully it's the fun side rather than the get-out pressure side. But yeah, when I say nice card, this is also traditionally sort of a day for horses that didn't make the trip for Hollywoodbets Durbanville that have an eye on Gold Cup Day. For example, we've got the Sea Cottage Stakes, the 4 racing Sea Cottage Stakes, where I know Fire Attack has got a thought of potentially coming for the 1800 weight for age at the end of the month, and a few others here that might be hanging around for Mercury Sprint aspirations. So we shall see. But yeah, very nice card.
Yeah, it looks like a very nice card, and hopefully we can find you some winners. Let's get straight into the action with race number 1. Kicks off at 12:45. It's over 1400 meters. That field is on screen, and I'm just going to go through some of the betting very quickly. And number 1, Alta Capitana, Alistair, is around about 28-10 in the market. Number 3, 8 Hats at around about 9-2, and number 9, Open Sesame, around 4-1.
Yeah, very interesting opener here, Devon. Off at 1:15, so it is the start of the bipot this first race of 8. A bit of group form to work with here, because we've got Grade 1 form in the case of number 3, 8 Hats. Raymond Danielson takes her out for Paul Matchett. I think Paul's got some nice fillies in the race who are venturing over 1400 meters for the first time, both of them by Hat Puntano, so I wouldn't anticipate too many issues here. There are a few that I think are above average here, Devon. I highly doubt Princess Kira is going to run, because she's got a chance to run on Hollywoodbets Durbanville. In fact, I'd make her a hugely unlikely starter, so we can ignore her chances. And if she does make the trip 24 hours later, then there'll be egg on everyone's face, not just ours. I think number 4, Fair Proposal, is an interesting horse here, Devon, because I know she's got the worst of the draws. I know she fluffed her lines last time, but from her penultimate start, which she won, from that form, second horse Mamlambo is absolutely hacked up, third horse Season's Greetings absolutely hacked up, and fourth horse A Bit of Class has absolutely hacked up. So form line's working out nicely, and I think that she could represent a little bit of value. Striker takes the ride. He was deadly again at the Vaal on Thursday at the ripe old age of 59, bringing 2020 vision to victory. So I think that she represents not necessarily the reliable starting point, but a good starting point all the same. 1, Alta Capitana, got to be in the mix. I loved her post-maiden start. She showed a bit of mettle on that occasion, stepping up from what was a very weak debut that she won into maintaining a high level of form second up, so she cannot be ruled out. 9, Open Sesame, hit the line with a lot in hand, finished in front of Fair Proposal last time, and also comes in here off the same weight term, so that's got to put number 9, Open Sesame, in the picture, especially up an extra 240 meters. And 8, Hawksdale was very well beaten last time. Third horse came out and won from Tony Peters' yard, and also on an indirect line through Versace on the track. She's not without a prayer either. But the 2 horses that I'm going to be watching closest here are numbers 1 and 3.
There you heard it from Alistair. He likes numbers 1 and 3. Also throw in number 4, Fair Proposal, into all your bets, maybe the larger trifectas and quartets, because it represents some solid value in the early betting market at around about 22-1. Moving on to race 2 on the program. This will jump at 13:20. It's over 1400 meters. It is the first leg of the Place Accumulator. It's the Charity Mile 1st November Juvenile Plate. And just going to run through the betting very quickly. Number 2, Jan van Gooyen. Callan Murray rides for Mike de Kock, is at around about 17-10. And then number 4, Shadow Fax, is around about 21-10, Alistair.
Yeah, this is no 2-horse race either, Devon. Even though I've banked in number 2, Jan van Gooyen, in my suggested bet, which is the Place Accumulator, my reasoning is last time, wrong side of the course, outrun by Shadow Fax. Shadow Fax now comes in here 3 kilos worse off. I do respect the fact that Shadow Fax is up an extra 200 meters. There's a lot to like about him. He is so wayward, and the fact that he's winning is a mark of a good horse and one to follow. But I've got a feeling that Jan van Gooyen, just with that 3 kilo turnaround, and the fact that he's also up in distance is just going to serve him well on this occasion. 6 months time, I'll be very interested to see where Shadowfax is. I think he's a very nice horse in the making, but past that, I still don't think it's all that straightforward. Blizzard Quest turned up at Hollywoodbets Greyville on Gold Challenge Day, beat Matcham, who obviously runs earlier on in the card, doesn't take place in race number 1, but still that's a form line to follow from the first race. Ground out a victory last time, a lesser horse would have thrown in the towel. It was a good tenacious win for number 1. Blizzard Quest. What is interesting though is that Craig Zaki would be getting a lot of the choice of the rides from Sean Tarrier's gone with number 4 Shadowfax, so that's a little bit of food for thought. And I cannot tell you more about what they think of number 7 Radio Star. They think this is a proper racehorse. For me, he was just beaten by a deep draw last time. Gavin Loreen had no option but to drop him in. He made up a lot of ground. Worried that he got beaten by Chieftain Shield, who was a properly exposed maiden. But he is held in such high regard, and on reputation, you wouldn't write off a winning chance. I'm comfortable to bank number 2, Jan van Goyen, in the place Accumulator. Yes. I'm not comfortable to bank him in the bar pot. I would go with either 4 or 7 as backup. I think there's a handful of winning chances in race number 2.
Alistair, just touching on that rerun of Shadowfax and Jan van Goyen. I know you've bankered this in the place Accumulator, but at the end of the race, this horse Jan van Goyen, he looked like he was starting to find another gear very late in the day.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Shadowfax ran the finish out of Jan van Goyen, but I think that company that Shadowfax gave Jan van Goyen, I agree, just gave him that extra little bit of impetus at the line. Shadowfax was running away from him, or certainly looked like he was, but had the race been an extra 200 metres, would have been interesting to see where they ended up, especially with Jan van Goyen drawn towards the inside. I'm not convinced that did him any favours. 3 very interesting horses to work with going forward.
Okay, you heard it from Alistair. We're going to keep number 2, Jan van Goyen, safe in the place Accumulator, and that is the banker in the place Accumulator. But when it comes to the buy pot, include numbers 4 and 7 as well. Moving on to race number 3 on the program. This race is over 1,600 meters. It'll jump at 13:55. It's the 4 hospitality bookings. Call 011 681 1796 Pinnacle Stakes. The field is on screen. Going to run through the betting for you very quickly. Number 2, Fire and Flames, Ali, is trading at around about 33-10, which looks like an enticing price.
A very interesting price at Devon. Ran a weight for age level last time. It was no right to be there for a rating of 106. Didn't disgrace himself. Ordinarily would have been beaten out of sight if you were running 9 lengths to Dave the King. Equus Horse of the Year was rated 128 off your 106. You've run not miles above your rating, but you've run slightly above your rating. And also, let's bear in mind that on Betway Summer Cup Day, Fire and Flames beat Texas Red, but who was miles behind? Dave the King, albeit a badly off colour Dave the King. The point is he's got some big scalps to his name, number 2, Fire and Flames. I don't like the look of the race. It's a small field. It's too short for Son of Raj, who's obviously reserved 2 in the Hollywoodbets Durban July. Give me another chance is purely a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Hasn't won in a very, very long time, but he's not short of ability. I'm in my place Accumulator, going with a little bit of an alternative view. I'm going 4 and 6, Radicchio and Silent War. Radicchio on the 8th of June, I thought ran a nice race when beaten by Texas Red. Give Me Another Chance was in front of him. We Can Go All Night was behind him. There's a swing of the weights that puts Radicchio very much in the picture here. Caden Brewer takes a ride, reported to have not been striding out last time as well. The penultimate start to Musical Score in a very hot Pinnacle Stakes had some very smart horses in and around him. And then number 6, Silent War, I think of 50 kilos, this horse is going to be dangerous. He comes in a fit horse, ran 2 weeks ago. Again, winning comes at a premium for number 6, Silent War. I wouldn't say they've stumbled on the right race, but I think with a few horses, perhaps with bigger pictures and not the most reliable around, he might have stumbled into a winnable race.
I'm in full agreement with you there, Ali. I like the chances of number 6, Silent War. It was an absolutely unbelievable ride from Callan Murray in the last start, although this horse finished 5th. When I watched the replay, he lost the irons and then he managed to get back in the irons and the horse still ran a cracker. So it does represent a little bit of value there at around about 33-10. We do believe it's an open race, but Alistair's selections are numbers 4, Radicchio, and number 6, Silent War in race number 3. Moving on to the 4th race on the program. This will jump at 14:30. It's the Play Soccer 6, 10 and 13 novice handicap, and it's over 1,000 meters. And number 4, Constellation, Ali, open favorite. Well, that's the early betting at around about 18-10.
Yeah, Devon, I know what the yard think of Constellation. I think he's a very, very smart horse indeed. They were bitterly disappointed that he got beaten at his first two. They tried him at feature race level first up. He was beaten by Charming Cheetah, who's got a grade 1 place to his name. And then second time out, beaten by Nyaka Nyaka. Nyaka Nyaka always had his number. Given 2 months off to strengthen up, Tongue Tie went on, beat Anchorage. Anchorage has run second subsequently. Few horses in behind who caught the eye that were making a lot of late gains that didn't rip up any trees, but he's got a lot more scope to improve as number 4 Constellation. I think he's an out-and-out speed horse, and if he does confirm that improvement in the Tongue Tie last time out, just that pace that he showed and the way that he put the race away over the closing stages, he is my horse to lead with. 3 Hemisphere, not short of ability either. Don't know what to make of him overall. I think that there's a racehorse there that they probably just haven't unlocked the potential. Sparingly raced rising 4-year-old. He started his career early 2-year-old career, sort of early doors, given a long break, then another break, and it's sort of been gradual return to racing. But now that he's backing up quickly, I think is a good sign. Well beaten by Rafa Bay last time, but Rafa Bay looked to be a penalty kicker on that occasion. He'll be better for that run. And do not leave out Candice Dawson's runner number 6, Lonely as a Cloud. Back to 1,000 metres, rating drop, got Sereno Moodley on board. Hasn't been the luckiest horse around in terms of not getting away too well in the start. You know, you want to sort of ride him a certain way, and he ends up compromised by horses bumping him and all that. If things go according to plan for number 6, Lonely as a Cloud, he'll be bang on the mix. And there's another horse in this race. When we get to the Turffontein inside course, fill your boots, number 7, William West, but not today.
Well, we will put that in the black book. You heard that from Alistair. Watch number 7, William West, and Alistair's place accumulator numbers 3, 4, and 6. And we're going to be keeping a close eye on number 6, Lonely as a Cloud. Throw this into your trifectas and quartets, because this does represent some solid value, currently trading at around about 10-1 in the betting market. Moving on to the 5th race on the program, it will jump at 15:05 and it's over 1,100 meters. It's the Racing 240 Pinnacle Stakes. It's going to take you through the betting very quickly. Number 1, Chasing Happiness, at around about 22-10 with Gavin Lorena in the saddle. I really like the chances of number 1, Chasing Happiness here, Alice.
Don't know if she can beat Whistle the Tune, to be honest. Look, there's no doubting Chasing Happiness's ability. That cracking run, the South African filly sprint at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, was out the top draw. Was obviously a blanket finish, a whole lot of them diving together. And perhaps with a change of form, Chasing Happiness may have actually got the job done. It was one of those where if you put those 4 horses that were all diving to the line, and obviously a few in behind who were unlucky, sort of in the race again, you might have got a different result. So number 1, Chasing Happiness, all the respect in the world. However, in the South African filly sprint, brought to you by The Witness, Whistle the Tune was the first 3-year-old filly home. Second of all, she got a £4 penalty for being a loser. But never mind that. She ran, let's call it a length behind Chasing Happiness, and is 1.5 kilos better off. Plus, she's back to 1,000 meters, where I'm of the opinion that Chasing Happiness is probably just a step better, or 1,100 meters, but I'm of the opinion that Chasing Happiness is a step better over 1,160, 1,200. I think it's going to swing to Whistle the Tune this time around, and I made her place accumulator banker. She's not past the post, but she's doing exceptionally well. And the other thing is that she's got cheek pieces back on. She's 1 from 1 in cheek pieces. The only time she wore cheek pieces was in the Debonair just over a year ago at Hollywoodbets Greyville. Dangers to those 2. Number 2, Chocolate Soldier, back to 1,100 meters. Obviously, last time disappointing. Hollywoodbets Scottsville. Don't think he's got the game for Hollywoodbets Scottsville, to be fair, number 2, Chocolate Soldier, but on a fast track, he could be a difficult horse to peg back. And then 6 and 7, Dreamland and Quantum Theory, also make up winning chances. I'd go with 5 horses in the pick 6, but I'm banking number 8, Whistle the Tune, in the place accumulator. I'd be disappointed if she didn't run into the top 3.
Just for the viewers that didn't get those numbers for the pick 6, Ali, if you can please call me out.
Pick 6 numbers will be 1, 2, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 6, 7, and 8 for the pick 6. That's Alistair's selections, and he has bankered at number 8. That is Whistle the Tune in the place accumulator. He's given us plenty of confidence. You heard that the filly is doing exceptionally well. Throw this into all your bets. Currently trading at around about 33-10. That, of course, is the early betting. Moving on to race number 6 on the program, and this race is over 1800 meters. It will jump at 1540. It's the Summer Cup 29th November classified stakes, and I'm going to run through the betting to just give you a guide very quickly. War Reporter currently trading at around about 5-2, and number 3 Future Wolf, Ali, 21-10 with Gavlarina in the saddle.
For me, 2 horses only, Devon. I agree with the market. I'm only going to go 2 horses in the PA, 2 horses in the Pick 6. Likewise, the bar pot and the jackpots. I think number 2, War Report, is a valuable starting point. Craig Zaki takes her out for Sean Terry. His form's improving on the back of gradual rating drops. I don't think he's all that bad. I think that he's looking for a trip as well. Last start over 2,000 metres showed he was on the right track. The family all go a mile and a half as well. Sean will get the most out of this horse. He's clearly not the finished article yet. What is he going to be when he's the finished article? Probably not a Group 1 horse, but I think he'll be a good, solid, nice handicapper that pays his way, wins a few races, and sort of might sneak into some minor features over a trip. He's certainly got that type of profile about him. I know he won a week maiden in March, but from there he's been consistent, and the handicap is just helping him along. Craig Zaki on board is no bad thing, but everything Heather Adamson touches at the moment turns to gold. So from that point of view, number 3 Future Wolf is very much in the play. Gavin Larina's engagement also pricks a few ears. In direct form with Aladdin's Lamp, Future Wolf ran 2.5 lengths behind Aladdin's Lamp. War Reporter ran 3 lengths behind Aladdin's Lamp. Can't we read anything into that? Not necessarily comparing apples with apples, but they were both over 2,000 metres, albeit at different courses and on different days. But the form of Heather Adamson is too good to totally ignore, and I like to believe that number 3 Future Wolf does pose a danger to number 2 War Reporter. The only 2 horses I want to know about. Always got time for number 6 Rosie Lemon. I always chuck her in to the back end of trifectas and quartets, and I'll do the same again. I'll recommend her as a good top 3 chance, but I think winning chances lie between 2 and 3.
There you heard it from Alistair. His selections numbers 2 and 3 for the place accumulator, and he's very confident. Hopefully we can double up in this leg of the place accumulator. Moving on to the 7th race on the program, it'll jump at 16:15. It's over 1800 meters, and this race is the 4 Racing Sea Cottage Stakes, and it's a Grade 3 event, and it is the 3rd leg of the Highveld Winter Series. So just running through the betting very quickly. Number 1 Fire Attack is currently trading at around about 17-10, and then number 4 Kamensky at 5-2 with Gavin Larina in the saddle, and then number 3 Schwarzenada with Callan Murray is at around about 4-1.
Yeah, very interesting races, Devon, because there are going to be stamina question marks about quite a few who will be chasing Fire Attack's coattails. Yeah, this is a seriously good racehorse. As we know, he's a Grade 1 winner at weight for age level when he beat Royal Victory in the Champions Challenge. I think what we need to go back to the start of the year when he ran in the 3 Troikers over 1,400 metres, which was always nowadays going to be a distance too short for him. He was perfectly teed up for the Gauteng Guineas. He was scratched in the morning due to an elevated temperature. It didn't end too badly for Alec Laird because he won the race with Parisian Walkway. And coming back from an elevated temperature at Grade 1 level and to chase down Confederate in the manner that he did was the day that I started believing that this is not going to stop winning Grade 1 races. Number 1 Fire Attack. Then he was well weighted in the Premier's Champions Challenge. He had every opportunity of winning the race. It was a hard fought win. To the eye, it might have been one of those that you'd like to see a horse win a little bit easier and a bit more convincingly, but the point is he got the job done. That's all you can ask of the horse. He was targeting the Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Again, Alex, a perfectionist, sat back, gonna play the long game. If he comes through this sort of, he doesn't even have to win, but if he comes through this sort of doing what you need Fire Attack to do, he'll probably have a tilt with a fresh horse going into the Champions Cup at the end of the month. So let's see how he goes here. This is not a pressure run, but he is head and shoulders the best horse in the race, off his rating of 126, and the best weighted column shows you exactly what he should get up to in this race. 2 Musical Score tried 1,800 metres last time in the Jubilee. He was well beaten by Immediate Edge, but he wasn't disgraced by Immediate Edge. I would like to see him confirm another good run over 1,800 metres before I get really carried away. I think he's a well above average horse. I know that he shows a lot back at home. I respect number 2 Musical Score's chances, but he's still got a question or 2 to answer. Schwarzenegger, I think he's got many more questions to answer. Seriously good horse, Schwarzenegger. He should never have beaten Confederate last time, but just sheer determination got him across the line, but he is seriously doubtful over 1800 meters. But with that said, he's in line for a big bonus of the Halfveld Winter Series of winning the Secretariat, the Gurley Mile, and potentially the Sea Cottage. It's a 500,000 rand bonus. So Erico Verdenese would leave no stone unturned. Cannot possibly say that he can't win the race. Kamensky's an above average horse. I've got a lot of time for him. Coming back from a break the way that he did a few starts back, that second to Royal Force put me on track with number 4 Kamensky. He's done us a few favours along the way. And be with me, number 6 Pumpkin Pie is a high quality horse as well. He is going to love every inch of the 1800 metres, and I think that he's got a good chance of turning the form around with Kamensky and Shosanada the way that he was finishing off last time. That run is going to do him a lot of good. Going to put a bit of hair on his chest. So in the place accumulator, I'm going 1 and 6, but I'm not stopping there in the pick 6. I'm throwing in numbers 2 and 4.
2 and 4. So for the place accumulator, Alistair's numbers are 1 and 6, but for the pick 6 include numbers 2 and 4 as well. So 1, 6, 2 and 4 in that pick 6 in race number 7, which is the 4 Racing Sea Cottage Stakes. It's a grade 3 event. It's over 1800 meters. Moving on to the 8th race on the program, the Lucky Last. It will jump at 1650 and it's over 1400 meters. It's the next Turffontein race meeting, Thursday, 10th July, classified stakes. And I thought this is a little bit of a competitive contest. Just going to run through the betting for you. Number 1, Dancing to the Light, currently trading at around about 13-2 in the betting market. Then number 4, Guerrilla Warfare with Raymond Danielson aboard, trading at 15-4. And number 10, JJ's Eagle, is at around about 15-1. Looks like a little bit of an open looking race, Ali.
Yeah, it's not a strong race by any stretch of the imagination, Devon. Guerrilla Warfare said 15-4, hey?
Yes.
Oof. Well, there's a form update for Guerrilla Warfare, and I liked Guerrilla Warfare because I did these selections before racing on the Thursday. Finished 10th, 10.5 lengths behind Last Car to Pass. The stable companion, number 5, After Hours, ran 3rd, a length behind Royal Horizon on the last race on Thursday, and had the race been a little bit further, he may have got up. He was doing his best work late. He was the eye catcher, was After Hours on that occasion. So that's really thrown a spanner in the works, and it's not necessarily St. John Gray's style to run away. They carded to run. Yes. The chances are they're running. No guarantee, but St. John's always got a plan. Horses are revolved around are 1, 4 and 10, but with no degree of confidence here. Devon, number 1, Dancing to the Light on local debut, has got a pretty rough draw. 10 out of 11 won't be easy, but his Cape Town form and 4 1/4 lengths to Garrick's jumps off the page. I know he's been off a while. Fitness needs to be taken on trust. We know how much they can improve from Cape Town onto the Halfveld. Keeping safe for number 1, Dancing to the Light. I make him a big player. 4 Guerrilla Warfare on the run on Thursday, 0 chance, but on all the other form on paper, big chance. Don't know what you're going to get. I suppose the same can be said for both St. John Grey runners. If they don't run, you'll need to put your thinking caps on a little bit more. And then number 10, JJ's Eagle. Stinky Pue and Heinrich van der Vestes won the last race on Thursday at the Vaal with Royal Horizon. Maybe they can double up this time with Jeffrey Saister on board. 50 kilos on this daughter of JPEG, who has been catching the eye a little of late, finishing a little bit closer, coming back from a long break, which she clearly needed, and has come back in the pink of health. Rating come down another pound on the back of the last run. Didn't get the rub of the green last time. Those big fields down the straight at Turffontein where everyone's hunting the outside rail. If you don't have gate speed, you're in a spot of bother. And she still made a little bit of impression late, number 10, JJ's Eagle. So what she's got to do is show an aptitude for stepping up in distance. I know she's been a mile before, but been okay over the trip. Let's see if she's the same horse over further. But if she is, she's a live chance. 1, 4 and 10 of the horses I'm going to put forward in the place accumulator. Don't ask me about my pick 6 numbers. This is the race where I ducked from it.
Maybe we go field in the pick 6 in race
Depends on the
8.
budget we have on the back of the Hollywoodbets Durbanville.
Yeah, it all depends how Saturday goes. Remember, the show is recorded early, and this is the race meeting that takes place on the Sunday that is after the Hollywoodbets Durbanville. And then Alistair's selections for the place accumulator, numbers 1, 4 and 10. And I really like his selection, number 10, JJ's Eagle. That's trading at around about 15-1, Alistair. Sure. Plenty of value there. Maybe a nice each-way bet on number 10, JJ's Eagle, with Jeffrey Saister in the saddle. Only shoulders 50 kgs. In terms of the pick 6, play as wide as your budget allows in race number 8. Moving on to the last leg of the show, where Alistair is going to give us his suggested bet, and he's got a suggested place accumulator for us. He loves his exotics. is a little bit of a shrewdie with the exotics, and if you have been following them in the past, you would have either doubled up or made a solid profit, and we're hoping to do just that this Sunday. Take it away, Alistair.
It was a good June. We read the first half of the vol card on the Thursday very well, the second half very poorly indeed. So hopefully this goes according to plan. 20 past 1 is when the PA gets underway, kicked off for the banker in the Thorn number 2, Jan van Goyen. Really looking forward to that race. By 4 and 6, Radicchio and Silent War. By 3, 4 and 6, Hemisphere Constellation and Lonely as a Cloud. By banker 8, Whistle the Tune. By 2 and 3, War Reporter and Future Wolf. I'm willing to hold that race to 2 across the board. By 1 and 6, Fire Attack and Pumpkin Pie. And then finally 1, 4 and 10 in the last race. I'm a bit nervous about the last, if I'm honest.
1, 4 and 10 in the last leg. You heard from Ellie. He's a little bit nervous there, but we do like the selection. Number 10, JJ's Eagle, at around about 15 to 1. And again, just to reiterate, in the pick 6, go as wide as your budget allows in race number 8. Ellie, it's always a pleasure working alongside you, and hopefully we can be in the payout queue this Sunday.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Devon. Good to see you again. I just hope that it's been a good, successful, safe weekend, and we can live to tell the story.
100%. If you're playing this place accumulator come Sunday, we wish you the best of luck.